Good afternoon, everyone. This is Aubrey. I decided to do Dalraida Elementary School for my Learning in Context project. I chose Dalraida because I've lived in this area for over 10 years. My children have gone to school at Dalraida. Um, Two of my kids have gone to Dalraida since kindergarten to fifth grade, and I currently have three other kids in school at Dalraida, and next year I will have one more kid in school at Dalraida. So I feel like I have a good kind of a good feel for this community and this school. Here's a map of the area that Dalraida is located in. If you look right here, this is the school. I think, well, for those of y'all that don't see this, this is Atlanta Highway right here. You know where the Publix and Jack's is. Well, this is Dalraida Road that goes. If you turn right, it's Dalraida Road. If you turn left, it's Perry Hill. You have a Winn-Dixie and a Walgreens. This right here, this shopping center has a let's see, they got a Zaxby's, a Burger King. They're getting a Mexican restaurant, a Shane's Rib Shack, a gas station, a Starbucks. So right here in this area, there is some new growth, which I think is important. Um, Also, three churches within a mile of the school, important. Gunner Air Force Base, right here within a mile of the school, important. And it's a residential area. And the school doesn't, it's not a huge school, it's a very much so a neighborhood school, also important. Some demographics of the school. 63.7 of the students qualify for free or reduced lunch. Actually, all the students have last year and this year received free lunch and free breakfast because it's a Title I school. 46% of the students female, 53% male, 46% white, 35% black, Hispanic 13%, multiracial 3%. I feel like that's a good there's not one race that's way higher than the other. 13% Hispanic at a school this size, that's actually a pretty high number. You're looking at having, I believe it's about 3 Hispanic students in each class. And according to state standards, 86% of the students at this school are considered proficient in math and or reading. The community demographics. Over 50% of the community has either a bachelor's or associate's degree. The majority of the community is white, very, very much so white, according to this chart. However, if you look at the school demographics on the previous slide, there's not that much of a difference. I believe it was 9% difference in the white and African American demographics for the school. So that's interesting. Also, another interesting thing about Dalraida, it is very much an elderly community. If you look at the 40 to 64-year-olds and the 65 years and older, way higher than the rest of the age groups. Not a lot of children in the area. 9 years old or under, 10 to 17. Not a lot of children in the area. Here are some pictures from the school that I thought were important. If you look over here in the right-hand corner, that's Dalraida Baptist Church, one of the churches that are located very close to the school. The school actually has a really good relationship with Dalraida Baptist Church. The school does their kindergarten graduation programs there and their 6th grade graduation programs there. And the students will actually walk to the church. It's like a field trip, but they just walk to the church, and we'll use the auditorium there for these programs. Bottom center, this is Rhonda Walker. She is the county commissioner appointed by Governor Bentley. 2 of her children actually go to Dalraida, which I think is really cool because she definitely keeps the school involved in the community, or helps in doing that, and keeps the community involved with the school also. Right next to her picture, this is one of the events that the school participated in recently. It was the Mayor's Marathon. My son actually won that race, first place out of 500 students. But anyway, the school does a lot of participating in community events like this, and the community actually does a lot of events for the students within the community. And I think that is one thing that really kind of brings the community and the school together. So I think that's an asset. Gunner Air Force Base, definitely an asset. I think that military families kind of have the reputation of having good students. Their children are usually good students. Military parents are usually involved in their child's education. And they're very orderly. Their children attend school. They're not necessarily tardy. And I think that having Gunner there has been an asset when it comes to test scores and parent involvement and that sort of thing in the schools. This picture over here underneath Dalraida Baptist Church, that just kind of shows that it is a neighborhood school. You see people walking from across the street. Over here on the left, some students participating in some extra activities that, a hands-on learning activity. And I think that also just kind of shows the atmosphere of this school. You see a lot of pep rallies and involvement going on. My overall position on the community and the school, I believe that the community is definitely a positive influence over the school, that they have many assets to the school, for the school. I named a couple of them, Gunner being an asset, the new growth taking place on Atlanta Highway and Perry Hill Road, definitely an asset. Dalraida actually just remodeled their school not that long ago. And I think that because this is an area that is experiencing new growth, they're willing to put the money into the school. It is a small neighborhood school, and I believe that also is an asset, that it is a small community, because there's a closeness within the school, and I don't want to say an understanding, but just a really good relationship between the community and the school. The kids walk home, and I can't tell you how many times I'm driving down the street and there's just kids in all these people's yards. And I mean, it's just kind of like these people don't even really care, which you would think that they did, but because of the relationship that they have with the school, they're not out there yelling at the kids to get out of their yard. I also believe that over 50% of the adults having a degree is also an asset to the school. Dalraida is kind of, I mean, let's face it, Montgomery County schools are not very good. In fact, most of the schools are failing. And Dalraida is definitely one of those schools that is, kind of a diamond in the rough, I guess. And I think that I don't want to generalize or place labels on anybody, but I think that when you have a community and I think that this number also comes from having the base right there and being a part of the community, because a lot of the military people are educated with at least an associate's degree. But I definitely think that that's an asset to the school. And I already talked about the growth. Well, I put there growth neither negative or positive. Actually, I do think that that's positive, because, like I said, they're willing to put money into the school because of this. So this is my learning in context for Dalraida Elementary School. Thanks for listening.